We are back in Sioux Falls. It will be the final 20 minutes of play between the Northern Iowa Panthers and the Utah State Aggies. It's been a fun first half. The Panthers lead it by 1, 40-39. Rich Hollenberg, Dan Dockich inside the Sanford Pentagon, ready to kick things off once again. The Bad Boy Mowers Crossover Classic, presented by Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. There you see some of the starters for Craig Smith back out on the floor to start the second half. Raleigh Wooster, one of the new faces for Craig Smith. He's got 8 freshmen on this roster, but Wooster is one of them who doesn't look like a freshman. He was held relatively in check, just 8 points, but that was good enough to lead the Aggies in scoring.
Yeah, interesting. 22 threes out of 37 shots for Northern Illinois.
Northern Iowa.
Yeah, Northern Illinois is not playing.
No.
They're back in DeKalb.
Here's Anthony. He had 8 points as well for the Aggies. Keita, nice spin move.
No,
and
ref,
the left hand.
No, the ref called a foul. Short refs.
Could we have someone bring in the soapbox, please? Because I have a feeling we're going to be using that.
Oh.
There's Wooster, knocks it down.
Hey, that was nice. No, that was really nice. He faded on it, but kept his shoulders square and knocked it down.
Hey, Dan, how about this Northern Iowa offense? They go 9 for 22 from 3 and 5 for 15 from 2.
And you know, there's another 3.
Got it. That's why.
A lot of these threes are from opposite, meaning there's some ball screen roll stuff where you throw it back or you skip past like they just did right there to Bowen Bourne. When you can step into threes, that's a heck of a lot easier shot than curling into a 3.
Brock Miller leans into one. Miller has 5. We're tied at 43. Is there a coach or a couple of coaches who kind of made that a popularity thing with running offense?
Throwing it back?
Throwback?
100 years ago. There you go. There's your skip again. One.
And the same result.
100 years ago, Pete Newell ran misdirection motion offense. But now, basically, everybody, whether it's the NBA or college, will get the ball if they can in the middle, ball screen roll, and then they call it roll replace action. I don't know that there's one guy that started this, but basically everybody does it.
There's another one. It hasn't always worked out and related to points for Utah State, but I like how Keita is able to find the open man. Yeah, I agree with you. Here's your little skip pass action. And you talking about Keita finding the open man. Here's Fight finding the open man. I mean, he's on his left hand. Keita's got to figure that out. He's got to understand to put a right arm out there in the passing lane. It's too easy. That almost looked like it was a lob, but there was nobody there to receive the lob, and instead it's an air ball for Bourne, goes out of bounds. It would have had to have been a lob to the defense. Yes. Because Keita was right there. But no, you bring up a good question. You know, a lot of people, and I'm going back about 15 years, everybody knew that the European ball screen action was coming in, and this is what it is. It's not this, but it's the roll replace stuff. You know, you take the ball to the left off of a big man ball screen. A big man rolls, so the opposite wing comes in and helps, and you skip it to where the opposite wing with his man helping. And you've seen it a ton of times here over this weekend, or over this week, excuse me. Skilled big men, never at a higher premium than it is right now in basketball. Shooting threes more than they ever have in the past. And passing like that is underrated. If your name ends with an ick, IC, you got to be able to shoot a 3 to make it in the NBA. Keita, left hand, no. Great play by Miller fighting for it. Yeah, great out of bounds. That's going to be off Bowen. And it's Utah State basketball, and they are fired up. If I was a ref, I'd inbounds this pretty quick. Just to be done with it. Let's see. Yeah, good call. Oh, I'm bad today. Green gets it back. One of the best scorers in the country, A.J. Green. Averaged just about 20 points a game last year.
Fade away. Great defense. I'm telling you, Anthony guarded everything Green had.
5 on the shot clock. And Bowen Bourne challenged and blocked.
That was all set up by the guy with the ball, Anthony. He was fantastic, guarding literally every move, and good for him to get a bucket. He wanted a foul, didn't get it, but that is a great sequence for that kid, defensively into offense.
Well, he started his career in Charlottesville. He better know how to play defense.
Yeah. There's that throwback.
Yep. And there's the 3. 3 triples already in the second half for Northern Iowa.
I don't care if Bowen or Green have the ball taken away from them. I am not going to help. Last I looked, 3 counts more than 2.
Justin Bean can't answer. Here comes Pickford up the right side.
This is what I said, Rich. You know, they don't need to force offense. Half-court offense is pretty good.
Noah Carter bounces it in. First 2 of the game for Carter. 6'6" sophomore from Dubuque, Iowa. Queta double teamed.
Yeah, he took too long. He had a chance.
Where's the 5-second call? And instead, a foul is called.
You know, he had a chance, Queta did, to boom, catch and go score. Yeah. Once he held on to it, the double came.
He'll learn how to do that on the next level. 15:42 to go. Northern Iowa up 6.
I'm shocked they didn't come to South Dakota.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's, home for the holidays. If you've never been to the Mount Rushmore State, make your way over to Sioux Falls. It's in the southeast corner of the state, and you will be able to partake in the beauty that is Falls Park. That's where I was this morning before we tipped off here with the championship game, which was won by West Virginia. And now we've got just as entertaining a battle. It's a 6-point lead for Northern Iowa on Utah State. Both teams playing well in this one.
Yeah, really well. It's a fun game. Both teams playing hard.
Wooster off the mark.
Great block out. Great block out by Fife. Queta went right over the top. Queta doesn't like it. Good call.
Now Fife goes to the bench, and on comes James Betts, the surprise offensive superstar of the first 20 minutes.
All Betts does is make shots. Spelled different than Mookie Betts, but just as effective.
Right. Here he is at the top of the key, guarded by Queta. Little pocket pass from A.J. Green. 10 on the shot clock. Betts working inside on Queta. Wow.
I mean, that's a shot blocker. He put his body into him and didn't allow Queta to get his legs under him to block the shot.
His parents would probably be here were it not for the situation that we find ourselves in with COVID. I hope they're recording this game at home. Anthony, step through. Nice bucket by Marco Anthony.
Yeah, he's been really good. Couple threes early, playing really good defense. He's been really, really good. He's actually the reason it's such a close game.
Had 10 against South Dakota State, now 14 in this one against Northern Iowa. That ball was tipped. Pickford still has it, 12 on the shot clock. Now 5 to shoot. Green's got it. Look at that shot. How many kids in college basketball can make that shot?
Up the wrong foot, fading to his left. Queta looking at him. Great shot, A.J. Green.
This is an old school gym by design, and there's a poster of Pete Maravich on the wall when you walk into Heritage Court. That was reminiscent of Pistol Pete.
There's a poster right behind us.
Nice take by Wooster, and one.
That was determined. Wooster came off a little curl around the free throw line and sprinted down the lane, kind of gathered himself. And I've been talking about it all week. Best jump around the rim. Terrific. Got the and one playing through contact.
At the risk of, and you use this SAT word, so I'll use it again.
Yeah.
At the risk of hyperbole, this feels like an 8-9 NCAA tournament game.
And it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you're going to forget about this tournament 3 weeks down the road, right? I mean, you know, it's a tragedy if you lose, right? That's how you feel, like, oh, my God, the season's over. Then you go win a couple games, and you're back in your conference where both of these teams, Northern Iowa's case, they're favored to win the Valley. Utah State picked the preseason third.
Pickford swatted away by Keita. Good transition defense by the Panthers.
Just go straight up. Yeah, he gets it that deep. He's got to know where he is, Keita, and just go right to his left shoulder, hook it in.
Betts tied him up. Northern Iowa basketball. Sunday afternoon, 2 more college basketball matchups. 3 top 20 teams on display at noon Eastern. Richmond taking on the 10th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats. At 5 Eastern on the Deuce, 17th-ranked Houston squaring off against 14th-ranked Texas Tech. Like everything else, those games are also on the ESPN app. What Chris Beard has done in Lubbock is nothing short of remarkable.
And you know what? He's had fun with it. You know, the fireside chats and all that kind of stuff. He's just been a blast, and he's been a breath of fresh air for college basketball.
Yep. I think, and I'm interested to hear your take on this now that I'm bringing it up, but I think that he has created one of the best cultures in college basketball. If you buy into the whole idea of culture, who do you think has the best culture in college hoops?
I think Calipari.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that Calipari and Duke. I just think that Calipari, their culture is exactly what Kentucky should be, right? We're all about the bigger picture, winning championships, getting guys drafted. He embraces the social media aspect of it. And same thing with Duke. But I'll tell you this, Kansas, Gonzaga has an unbelievable culture. Texas Tech, an incredible culture. I think Northern Iowa has a great culture.
They do.
I do. I think they do. I think Purdue, the whole play hard thing.
Anthony for 3. He's been a revelation.
He shoots it from his chin, and nobody seems to be able to get a hand up. He's been the player of the game.
17. Here's a steal by Wooster. Fast break all alone for 2. 15 for Wooster, 17 for Anthony. We have a tie ball game at 55 apiece. And Ben Jacobson wants to talk it over. Well, it's a fun name to say. It's a fun kid to watch. Raleigh Wooster.
There was a great running back, Steve Wooster, University of Texas, 100 years ago. They used to go, whoa, whoa, Wooster. Whoa, whoa, Wooster.
Sanford Pentagon's only been around 7 years, but everywhere you look in this building, they pay homage to the legends of college basketball. Ralph Sampson, Bill Walton, and the aforementioned Pistol Pete Maravich.
Look, I'm Serbian, Maravich Serbian. He's a god to me growing up, like a god. The only guy that rivaled it was a guy named Bob Love at the Chicago Bulls Butterbean. But Pistol Pete Maravich, to me, is it. Still the NCAA's all-time leading scorer. Played 3 years, no three-point line. And now we go back to break because of some silly rule that needs to be changed, Rich.
We'll just leave it at that. As we stated a couple moments ago, there are old-time basketball pictures all over the place at the Sanford Pentagon. No truth to the rumor that that picture behind us is from Dan Dockich playing high school basketball, but there was an old-time connection with Dan Dockich and our crew here at ESPN. Our video engineer came up to visit us to say he went to Dan Dockich and Indiana University's basketball camp as a kid. John Walston and Dan Dockich reunited this week in Sioux Falls.
Oh, man, John looks so good. I look like a thumb. That's fun. I mean, I've had so many kids over the years come up and say, hey, you were yelled at me at basketball camp, or Bobby Knight yelled at me at Indiana's camp. Those are fun, fun times. That's a great picture. Thanks, John, for sharing that.
Photo credit Rich Hollander.
Yeah, why didn't you get any credit
I
on
don't
these?
know.
AP photo?
No respect. A.J. Green will go to the line and shoot.
You know, normally you say, all right, don't foul the jump shooter. But you know what? Marco Anthony has been so good in this game that you give him a little leeway, right? He's guarded Green. He's shot the ball in. He's held Green. You know, Green's 6 for 14. I mean, you let a guy get away with a bad play once in a while if you play as hard as Anthony has played.
I'm going to show you why jinxes don't matter. A.J. Green is as automatic as any free throw shooter in college basketball. 92% a year ago. That was his first free throw today. He will make this next free throw. And I don't make a lot of guarantees when I'm announcing games. For entertainment purposes only.
Well, it's probably minus 100,000 that he misses, right? You got to put.
Thank you.
You could have said it would have been a better little confidence segue by you if you said he's not going to touch the rim.
Oh,
that would have been strong.
Right. Strong odds.
Good call.
Offensive, we're going the other way.
Yeah, really good call. Doris on top kept turning, and he finally turned into the defensive player, and that's going to be a foul a lot.
So A.J. Green brings the ball up, coming up on 11 minutes to go, and we have a tie ball game at 57. Both teams playing very well on their third and final day here in Sioux Falls. Traveling violation called on the Panthers.
Yeah, just went a little quick. Didn't really know where to get the ball. Heisey thought he was going to go to Green, made a little kind of a split step.
Tuesday night on ESPN, the 10th annual State Farm Champions Classic. Number 13 Michigan State, number 9 Duke at 7:30. That's going to be from Cameron Indoor. Then number 6 Kansas takes on number 10 Kentucky at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
I'm anxious, you know, for Michigan State. They have a player named Josh Langford who was a terrific freshman, sophomore, junior player, and he's been hurt for 2 years. And it's going to be a great story if he can somehow contribute. I think he will. Tom Izzo told me he's practicing. We'll see. But Josh Langford coming back would be huge for Michigan State and a better story.
Having to replace Cassius Winston is tough for any program. He was that kind of a college basketball player. How do you think Rocket Watts is going to do?
You know, Rocket Watts got a lot better as the season went on last year, but Rich, he didn't do it as the point guard. You know, he did it as the off guard. Terrific baseline mid-range shooter, athletic. I always call him the wrong name, okay? His name is either Foster or Forrest. I think it's Foster. Foster Lawyer had 20 the first night out as former Mr. Basketball in Michigan, big-time high school scorer. So, you know, he's going to be a part of that point guard equation. But you know what's going to happen. Izzo's going to have his team going. They're going to play a tough schedule. They're going to be fantastic as the season goes on. Probably make a Final Four.
Aggies with the lead. Coming up on 10 minutes to go. 5 to shoot for the Panthers. You talk about Steph Curry range. He had to force that one off, but shot clock violation, and it's going to be Aggies basketball.
Yeah, Coach Jacobson was talking to Heisey about shooting the ball. Like, he got a skip pass, and he wanted him to jack it up and shoot it. I mean, if he makes that, God bless him, but this is end of the clock. And even though it's so deep, pretty good defense by Anthony. I've kind of fallen in love with Marco Anthony here today. He's been terrific.
Hey, I can completely understand why. He's got 18 points. His career high in Charlottesville when he was with Tony Bennett and that program was 10. He didn't get a lot of playing time when they won the national championship. Combined in his first 2 games here, 16. He's got 18 today.
Yeah, he you know, you can just tell he's a great fit piece / situational scorer. He's going to guard every night, I guarantee you that. He's going to play with confidence every night. Whether he can drop 18 a night, you know, who knows. But I'll tell you this much, he's a very valuable guy for Utah State. This Utah State team is going to be just fine. So is Northern Iowa. They're going to be just fine.
Back-to-back Mountain West Conference champions. The Utah State Aggies showing out here in their final game in Sioux Falls. Look at that move, but it doesn't go. And Bean with the follow.
Well, Bean read it perfectly. He kind of stood off to the side and then saw where the ball was going. Well, how about that? And next thing you know, he just ran to where the ball was. That was terrific offensive rebounding by Bean.
That was some Harlem Globetrotter stuff.
That was
Pickford and Green. Pocket pass. You don't make a bounce pass to a big man.
They get a hand up. Just go straight up.
Keita. Yes, and one. Neemias Keita with his first bucket of the second half, and it's a chance at a three-point play.
Well, Neemias Keita read the defense pretty good. Right here, you're going to see the shot. Watch Bean. He's on the left side, and he just runs over to it. He doesn't accept the block out. That's how you offensive rebound. Then right here. All right, double comes, but he splits it because the double's late, and he keeps his wrist and his elbow under the ball and gets the and one.
And Keita again with the free throw. Perfect 5 for 5 from the stripe. He has 8, and it's a 63-57 Aggies lead. And they could add to it.
See, if I were the Aggies, I'd play fast, and now I'd slow it down and play through Keita again.
An 18-4 Utah State run. Remember, Northern Iowa was up 16 and looked like they were going to run away and hide in their second round game against South Dakota State, only to lose that one.
And really, you think about what Utah State did yesterday. They just got blasted. And for them to come out here and play like this, pretty impressive.
Fife? No. The follow tip by Pickford.
Yeah, good move by Pickford. He got opposite the ball. 75% of rebounds rebound to the other side when they're missed. How about this? Anthony just waltzed in. They let him go to his right hand. He's left-handed. And he just didn't get stopped.
We're seeing some career offensive output on the floor today. 20 for Anthony. Bourne, no. Rebound to Keita.
This is the same set they've been running. A little cross screen, then there's supposed to be a down screen. You better get a hand up.
Anthony left alone. Being the offensive rebound and put back.
They're just tougher. Anthony and Bean, they're just tougher than anything Northern Iowa's throwing at them.
Size and depth. That is a big line in the sand between these two programs. Utah State has it. Northern Iowa does not, but they do have A.J. Green.
That was huge. I mean, this game was getting away from. Clock's actually been running for a while, down to about 6:45. A lot of momentum for Utah State. That's what an All-American does right there. Just lifts up on the baseline and gets you right.
19 for Green, but his team's down 6. Anthony, short on the 3.
Well, I'd go right now if I was Northern Iowa. Keita's tired. Guys are tired for Utah State. Get Green another shot. Anthony's out holding his shorts.
Pull up. Too strong. Rebound, Keita. Keita's got 7 rebounds to go along with 9 points. Keita double teamed. This time he takes it himself through 2 Panthers defenders.
The double team came from his right shoulder. Fight was on his left shoulder. He did not care. He just went through Fight like he was standing still and 4'2", 10, whatever. Went through him like he was a little guy.
Bourne, bounce pass, tipped out of bounds. It'll be Northern Iowa basketball when we come back, but they find themselves in a hole, down 8.
You know, my brother Tom Dockett used to play this way. I know he's watching the game, want to give him a shout out. Just go to the rim, Tom.
We are back inside the Sanford Pentagon. It's been a fun game between the Utah State Aggies and the Northern Iowa Panthers. Two teams that have NCAA tournament aspirations. 69-61. Aggies lead it with 5:26 to go. Here are your scoring leaders today. Doesn't surprise you so much the bottom three, but Marco Anthony with 20 points.
Yeah, he's been terrific. And, you know, one of the differences in this game, Anthony has been the difference. But here in the middle part of the second half, the ability for Utah State to just throw the ball down to Keita. And I say it all the time, post guy just calms things down. You know, Northern Iowa doesn't really have that. You know, they've got to rely on making jump shots. They've got to set up. They got to get Green a look. But just throwing it down, so many good things can happen when you throw it on the block.
Here's Betts. 8 on the shot clock. Green trying to take Anthony off the bounce. Leans in, can't hit it. Keita another rebound. Keita's got 11 points, 8 boards. Just solid.
Yeah, really solid. And, you know, late he's been terrific. And he's had to battle a double team, so the numbers, points aren't going to be huge for him tonight.
Bean in the high post. Working on Carter. Tip up, Carter. Heisey comes away with it.
Let's see Keita come out with his hand. You're not getting another one, kid.
Yeah, you have to. James Betts isn't going to be #1 on anybody's scouting report, but today,
yeah,
he's been on fire from distance.
Bill Belichick used to say, it says this, Coach Knight used, every game's organic, right? So the scouting report in-game changes. It's for this game, and Betts right now is no different than A.J. Green in how you're going to play him.
How do you make adjustments? Green, short. And again, usually when you're short on jump shots like that, it means you're tired.
I thought he was tired early. I thought he got going. I mean, he has to work so hard to get a shot because everybody's loaded up against him. And he doesn't get very many easy ones to get his 20 a night.
4 minutes left, 69-61 Aggies. Miller has a look and makes it count.
That was your skip pass. Keita screened in for Miller on the backside. Green had to go around it, and just that little bit of movement by Green enabled Miller to get an open look.
Here's Bourne left alone. Too strong. Sometimes you live by the 3, you die by the 3. Kind of has that feeling now for Northern Iowa.
And look, you know, if I'm Northern Iowa, I know Keita's bigger and all that. But I'll tell you this, I'm getting fight the ball. I'm getting fight the ball, and we're going to figure it out because shooting threes isn't getting it done.
Well, Brock Miller comes from a basketball family. His brother Corbin played college hoops. His brother Brandon played at Utah. His dad Brett played at BYU, Hawaii. But it's Brock who's lighting it up today. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers. Mow with an attitude. By Sanford Health, improving the human condition. And by Complete Sports Management. See the world through our eyes. All 3 of those sponsors, outstanding work here, making this tournament go off without a hitch. 800 COVID tests performed. Negative for every one of them. The bubble worked again.
Perfectly. Leah Miller and her crew, they've got the women coming in here. They've got Gonzaga. They've got South Carolina coming in. South Dakota State in the top 25. Look at this.
Utah State in the midst of a 25-6 run in the last 10+ minutes. How have they pulled that off, Dan?
They have run much better offense in the second half through the post. You know what? Cada has played out of the double team. They've gotten great play from Anthony. Worcester, terrific. You know, and then we saw Miller hit a couple of threes. Last one off of a weak side screen, and their offensive efficiency has been off the charts in the second half. And you know what else? They've guarded. They've guarded hard.
Yep.
Cada has come up to the top of the key, taking things away. They've gotten after this kid right here, Green. Now the key is you don't foul. Northern Iowa's having a hard time scoring. Like there, that's what I'm talking. You could tell they were going to foul because they're excited, and you know what? We're going to play hard, all that kind of stuff. You just can't foul. You make a team that's struggling, put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, the clock is your friend at this point.
Yeah, and you know what? That's an off-balance shot. Hey, he might make it. Fine, Pickford's good enough to make it, but make him do that. Telling you, that foul right there, if they come back, they being Northern Iowa, that foul was huge.
8 points now for Taiwan Pickford to go along with 10 rebounds this afternoon. So Cada's got a chance at a double-double for Utah State. Surprisingly enough, it's Taiwan Pickford who has a chance, just 1 point shy of a double-double now.
Yeah, I don't know that you need to start fouling in a 10-point game. You just got to play solid defense, couple possessions, and then offensively, if you're Northern Iowa, get 2 good shots, cut this to 6, put a little game pressure on. Whoa.
And an offensive foul called on Utah State. Maybe that breathes a little life into Northern Iowa.
I'm telling you, that's all you need. Now here, you don't need anything crazy. Unless it's Green shooting a 3, just run your offense. Get something going to the rim. Expose Utah State to a foul. Or let this kid get a 3, either one. But
here's Fife.
Yeah, I like this.
Working on Cada. Spins into a double team, and he's tied up by Justin Beam. What a play by number 34 in blue, the veteran Justin Bean. Possession arrow to Utah State.
I don't know where I got this, but ball side, throwing it to the post, you score at about a 33% rate. Swing the ball and then throw it to the post, you score at about a 75% rate. I don't know the reason, that's 10 count right there.
Good pressure by Bowen Bourne. He was like a one-man press.
They got the timeout just in time because you see 20 seconds on the shot clock. That's a 10-second in the backcourt.
We have a timeout on the floor, just enough time to tell you what today's play of the game is, brought to you by Complete Sports Management. And we didn't think we'd be calling this young man's name very often, but 4 times today, James Betts has drilled a triple.
Yeah, James Betts really got Northern Iowa going. I thought Northern Iowa was sluggish to start. Betts came in the game and did this. Now, he not getting these in the second half. We've seen Cada come out and get all over him at the top of the key. Fool me once, twice, or 3 or 4 times, shame on you or me. Fool me a 5th time, shame on, I don't know.
I think you were right the first
I do too.
time before you corrected yourself.
You got to stay in your own lane. You can't.
You got a flight to make. Come on.
I can't be philosophical. What am I doing?
Career high 14 for James Betts. Here's Heisey. Carter. Off the mark.
Yeah, that was a rush throw.
And Marco Anthony the rebound.
Now you got to think about fouling, sure. And all you got to do if you're Marco Anthony is go up and make these 2. But here's the deal, and you know this, Rich. Free throw shooting, it's like batting. Like you do Tampa Bay Rays games. When a couple guys get hits and everybody, it seems like, starts hitting. A couple guys miss free throws, it feels like everybody starts missing.
It can be contagious.
Yeah, so you squash it right here by the first guy up in foul time, making both. And he did.
Back iron. Utah State 14 for 19 from the charity stripe so far today.
That's a bad possession.
Yeah, that was a quick shot.
That's what I'm saying. They want to play fast, but they're not really equipped to play fast, Northern Iowa. They're just not.
There's a fine line between playing fast and rushing.
Well, John, wouldn't you say be quick but don't hurry?
Yeah.
Fife just fouled out.
Speaking of John Wooden, we have just enough time to squeeze in this story about Craig Smith. We asked him who his coaching influence was. Believe it or not, he said Jimmy Johnson from the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
But he said one day he was lucky enough to spend the day with John Wooden out in California. He said that day changed his life for the rest of his coaching career.
How so?
Just the Woodenisms that would come out of his mouth and the focus on attention. Then John Wooden was, I think he said 95 at the time.
I bet he went to his apartment.
He did.
You know, everybody, John Wooden was very accepting of coaches. Like, if you knew somebody that knew Coach Wooden and you said, hey, my buddy Rich wants to come out and spend a day, all right. He loved, even to his last days, talking to coaches.
Green blocked out of bounds by Queta.
Spiked out of bounds by Queta.
So now Queta's got 4 blocks to go along with 9 rebounds and 14 points.
You know, it didn't start out great for Queta, but it has ended very well.
Here's Green for 3.
See, this is a good timeout. Let me tell you why. So many coaches forget that the clock doesn't run under a minute. So if you call timeout with more than a minute, you've saved 5 or 6 seconds of jacking around getting the ball inbounds. Now, as one that has to catch a flight, I'd rather him not call the time. But no, it's that's a good timeout.
Well, Craig Smith huddling up with his brain trust, Brock Miller, and that veteran group that you see there. There's Craig Smith, and let's count 1, 2, 3, 4 bald heads in the Utah State huddle. They are taking a page directly out of the Dan Dockich follicle book.
I'm not happy with my head. My wife, I said, you know, honey, my head looks bad. She goes, do you know what the alternative looked like? When I was doing the swirl and spraying it down and putting dust in there, I look like a thumb.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't like it.
I think it's working for you. I think it's working for you. And it's working for Utah State. That's for sure.
Hey, they got a bald player. There he is. Look at the baldness. Bald on bald crime right there with a bald backer. That's a bald shot with a bald back.
Brock Miller has 8 and 2 3-pointers. Craig Smith, 3rd season in Logan, Utah, 7th overall as a head coach. It's a homecoming of sorts for him here. He spent 4 years as the South Dakota head coach.
There's a lot of good coaches. Coach Boots, Dave Boots, is a great basketball coach. I think he retired, but man, just South Dakota, North Dakota, South Dakota State, terrific ball out here. And a great spot, and I highly recommend. What's the name of the Blue Rock?
The Blue Rock, great shots. They're
Great
right
shots.
next to us here inside the Sanford Pentagon.
If you want to know what Great Shots is, think Top Golf.
Yep.
But it's called Great Shots.
And here's a little unsolicited advice. You come to Sioux Falls, you want to go check out the best place to eat. If you don't go to Blue Rock, go to the Champions Room at Great Shots.
Really good. Really good.
Memorable.
I just had the walleye sticks or the walleye bites here. When in Rome, you got to eat
That's
the walleye, right?
You're a man of the people.
Darn right.
Here's Justin Bean. Second free throw is good. So Bean's had himself a good afternoon as well.
Got to make this. Got to make it.
Kimmins, short.
Now you're done. Now you can foul and you can do whatever, but you're done.
Well, Queta just got his 10th rebound. He has a double-double with 14 points and 10 boards. But Marco Anthony was the offensive star today.
Yeah, hey, Rich, I like everything about his game. You saw the right hand there. He's left-handed, shoots it low. Nobody thought to get a hand up early. And you know what? Once he made a couple threes, he went to the drive, and he has been a force offensively. He's been a real force defensively, getting all over A.J. Green. It's a heck of a day by Anthony. Really good performance. 3rd game in 3 days.
He is our player of the game, brought to you by Bad Boy Mowers.
We've met some Bad Boy Mower guys sitting over there. They came over to take some pictures. They're fantastic.
They are
people.
big-time hoops fans also.
They are.
Keita 1 for 2. His club up by 11. A.J. Green got it to go. 24 for Green. Now full court pressure. You have to wonder how much have they had a chance to practice this with all the limitations this year in college basketball.
Well, usually the zone offense is the last thing that you work on. You may work on some press breaker just because, but zone offense usually, you know, you're trying to get your defense organized, you're trying to get your man-to-man, your sets, your late game situations, your timeout situations, that kind of thing. But usually you have done some work against a press break because you've done situations, meaning, Rich, okay, Utah State, we're down 2 with 2 minutes to go playing against, you know, our second team, that kind of thing. So normally you will have had some of that, but sometimes zone offense is the last thing.
Ooh. You know, Utah State scored 69 and 59 respectively in their first 2 games here. They have exploded offensively in this one. 79 points on the heels of Marco Anthony with 20. Justin Bean has 15. Neemias Queta has himself 15 points, and Raleigh Worcester has 17. That's some balanced scoring.
Yeah, they got smoked yesterday. And one of the cool things about Craig Smith and Utah State was how they started the game. Not on the court, although they started well, but how much their bench was into it. You know, you got no fans, right? So you're your own cheerleaders, you know, yelling and screaming for each other. And they did a great job. Those kids on the bench did a fantastic job of establishing energy for Utah State.
There's your player of the game, chipping in another 2 free throws to give him 22, and it's a 10-point lead. It's academic at this point. Let's get Betts another 3-pointer. And another rebound off the miss. This time Brock Miller will go to the line, looking to become the 5th Aggie in double digits.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a game too. Bald is beautiful, baby.
So these 2 teams will go back to their programs and face something that's a little bit different for them. Northern Iowa in the Missouri Valley Conference, they're going to play an 18-game conference schedule where it's 2 games on back-to-back days against all the different teams. They're going to play 4 home series and 4 away series, plus they'll have a travel partner, and they'll do a home and home with that travel partner.
Yeah, I like it. I think that's smart.
Yeah.
I think that's really smart.
It's as close a way to guaranteeing that those games will go off as you can.
And there is no guarantee, let's be honest.
Absolute.
But that's a very smart way to do it, I do believe.
Shot clock is off, 25 seconds to go. Kimmins, no good. Bean with the rebound, and that will do it. Utah State lost their first 2 in unconvincing fashion, but they have rebounded in a big way against a very good Northern Iowa Panthers team and pull off the win. Your final inside the Sanford Pentagon is 82-71. Utah State and Craig Smith get their first win on the season. Northern Iowa shorthanded coming here to Sioux Falls, missing their 3rd leading scorer in Trey Burnhow, will go back to Cedar Falls without a win. That'll do it for us inside the Sanford Pentagon. We'll have a timeout here, but 2 more games to go in the Bad Boy Mowers Crossover Classic. Utah State gets the win by 11. For everybody here at ESPN, including my broadcast partner, Dan Dockich, I'm Rich Hollenberg saying so long. Have a great Thanksgiving weekend, everybody. More college basketball to come on ESPN Networks.